Okay, we're here. We're here. Okay, so I just needed a little bit of time. Just let me know if you guys can hear me. I know you can. There we go. Okay, you guys. So this story is I don't even know. So let me just be frank with you. Hold on one second. I don't know. I'm going to be frank with you. Um I don't I don't know this. Okay, the story is strange, just to say the least. I just want to just get that out of the way. The story is very strange. It was brought to you by a nosy bystander, and it's about an individual named Chef Taling. I hope I'm saying her name correctly. And so today we're going to be using StreamYard because there's a lot of information, and I'm not going to be able to go through it in detail. So you guys are going to have to like curate that with me because, again, I have no discernible way to get an understanding of the story because it's just so weird. So let's just start off with the beginning, and I'm going to just share my screen with you here. Okay, give me a second. Let me do that. Y'all know how much I hate StreamYard. Okay. Okay, so this is my feed. This it's so weird. This is my feed on Facebook. Now, the person who shared the story with me sent this feed over to me, and I thought this was very unusual. It's a very long feed, and we're going to go through it together. And then I'm going to tell you what I saw, and then I want you to just give me a basic understanding if you know this person. So I don't know if you do or not, but okay. Thank you very much, Journey, for the super chat. So this feed was sent to me here on Facebook, and from a nosy bystander about a woman who goes by the name of Chef Taling, who is being accused of being a scammer. Now, you guys know how I feel about scammers. I'm not a big fan of them, but their stories have to be dissected. So she sent this post over. It's an image of which looks like a very loaded potato. Chef Tiling posted it, and this was posted on August 30th, about 6 days ago. And Chef Tiling states, honey Creole shrimp, rotisserie chicken, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I guess somebody had pointed out that this image looked photoshopped, and it actually is. If you take actually a bigger look at this image here, the parts that they circled, it is. This photo is Photoshop, and that's okay. Most chefs do Photoshop their imagery so that it looks nice and pretty and presentable to their audience. Except this photoshopped image is what kind of like sparked a lot of people's controversy into this chef. Let me get some of your comments. First, let's see who's in the building. Okay. You said not familiar, but nosy. What's up, MI? Hello, Chrissy Marie. Hello, Chaz Princeton. How you doing? Pink Bonnet says, please do a story on Brother Plight, the guy who committed suicide after giving Brother Plight $50,000. Now, I will tell you that Pink Bonnet, there is a content creator on here by the name of Lennon Honor who has done a really good piece into Brother Plight, and I encourage you to go check them out. Again, his name is Lennon Honor. I'll put that in the chat so you can go check out his page, okay? He's already done a really good piece. He kind of like stays on the neck of these like scammer guys. So check out Lennon Honor. He's here on YouTube, and you would really like, he does a really good job. Okay. Let me see who else is in the building. Hello, Socialite Simone. Hello, Mrs. Prince. Hello, Kimura. Hello, Kimura. Hey, Rashida, Cami, Sherelle. Where's the tea? Mysterious by nature. Everybody's in the building. Okay, that's great. All right, it's wonderful. Thank you guys for being in here. Who else is in here? Journey, Anastasia, Creative, Toya, Vonda, Veronica. Okay. Kick back and groan. Okay, what's up? All right. Suli. Hello, Suli. So the portion of this post here that I thought was the most interesting, and I wanted to get into it with you. I hope you guys can see this. If I'm on your television, then this should not be hard to see. So after this person had posted, this person by the name of Haley Pride, I think that's how you pronounce it. After she had posted this image of Chef Tam's very loaded potato, I'm sorry, Chef, not Chef Tam, Chef Taling's loaded potato, she posted this very long post. We're not going to go through the whole thing. I just want to get to the portion where it starts here. This here is really what piqued my interest in this story, because I'm not interested in stories about, cooks. I don't care. We talked about what's his name? Darius Cooks, that lunatic. So we talked about him before, and so I'm not really interested in what these chefs are doing. But this is the portion here that you see that I have highlighted in gray that I thought was the most interesting. So I'm going to begin reading. So just kind of follow along. So it says, we have all the screenshots and proof and receipts to back up our claims, and yet this celebrity chef won't cook live or even go live for just a few minutes to prove that she is who she says she is. What exactly has been the problem with going live for all these years? Is it because she's 50 and looks nothing like the photos she posted? How come her food pictures look so perfect, but her selfies are filtered a million times and look blurry as hell? She's trying to use sex to sell her cookbook. She doesn't even look like that. She is literally the embodiment of a catfish. Does she not do lives because she can't actually cook? Tell me why I see her posting something with a watermark on it, claiming that she made it and had it for lunch that day, when I saw the same exact photo on another food page months ago without the watermark. Does she not do lives because she's afraid of getting caught in more lies and can't come up with the BS fast enough? It is all of the above. Now, the reason why I thought that portion was important is because I've never in my entire life seen a chef not do a live video. That's concerning. That's a bit concerning, right? Because it tells us that we don't actually know who this individual is, and we don't even know exactly where she's come from. Does that make sense to you guys? Like, we don't know where this woman has come from. So I'm just going to pull up my Instagram post, because while I was researching the story, I went and checked out her Instagram. So give me a second. I'm going to pull that up for you now. Give me one moment. God, I hope I remember my password. Yes, I do. I do remember my password. Okay, here we go. Not now. Chef Taling. Okay. So I went to Chef Taling's page, and I'm just going to make sure my volume is not turned up too high. I went to Chef Taling's page on Instagram, and let me click on it and get that screen ready for you guys. So give me one moment, okay? All right. Now let me get my other screen ready. Okay, so now that we're here, let's see if you guys can see that. Okay. Okay, you guys can see that. Okay, great. So now this is her Instagram page. And I don't know if it'll let me play the volume for it, but it doesn't matter. It's all just copy. It's just all royalty, copywritten music. So hello everyone. Oh, all the late people showing up. Let's see let's see who's in the building. Ebony, no Ivory. Hello, Ebony. Suli, hello, Suli. Hello, Blaze 106.91, like the radio station. Hello, Carol. Hello, Krista 25. What's up, Virgil? A Nicole. And then Antoinette. So hello, you guys. Welcome into the building. So if you just joined us, we are discussing Chef Taling, a story that was brought to you by a nosy bystander. So shout out to the nosy bystander for bringing us this story. We're actually covering some facets of the story. I think the story is quite unusual, but it does take a lot of dissecting to get into the story. Now, what you're seeing here to your left is Chef Taling's Instagram page. And the reason why you're seeing that is because we had been looking at an image from her Facebook, and let me share the Facebook. One second. I want to show you guys the Facebook that we're discussing for anybody who just joined us. Okay, one moment. So if you can see this here on your screen and just give it a couple of seconds to load, you'll be able to see what we were referring to. So if you just joined us, hello, welcome, welcome to the building. You're not late, you're right on time. Okay, smash that like button while you enter into the building, and let's discuss the mystery of this chef who goes by the name of Taling. I hope I'm saying her name right, Chef Taling. So we started here on Chef Taling's Facebook, where somebody had wrote this incredibly long post, and I want to read it for you guys. I'm going to read it one more time, and then we're going to go into where the mystery actually begins. The mystery really begins here in this grade highlighted post, where the person who wrote this post stated that Chef Taling does not do live videos, and that it's questionable whether the food that she presents and these beautifully crafted images are actually hers. We don't actually know. So I think that's where the mystery has really begun with Chef Taling, that we don't know what she looks like. We don't know if the food that she posts on her social media is her. And I guess there's people are questioning why Chef Taling has not gone live to to basically show herself and show herself cooking. Okay. So there's a mystery there. Now, I don't doubt that Chef Taling can cook. There's tons of images that you can actually see, which I'll post here. I'm going to quit sharing my screen, and I'm going to show you what I found just looking just a standard Google search of Chef Taling. And you see that she is actually a cook. She's in cooking clothes. She's wearing cooking garb, if you will. Um, there are images here. I'll share my screen. Give me 1 second, and let me do that for you right now. Okay. So if you just search and Google her name, in a Google search, you actually can see tons of images of her here, right? These are throwback days. She said 6 years ago today when she was a chef at a restaurant. You can see images of her here plating food, and you can actually see an image of her here with Lisa Ray. I guess she was cooking at a private event. So I don't have any doubts in my mind that she actually worked in a kitchen, right? Um, there's no doubts in my mind that she actually worked in the kitchen. I guess the mystery comes up when, like, who's cooking the food? Right? Like, you could be wearing chef clothes and just be a sous chef and not actually cook anything. You know what I mean? You could have been at this event right here with Lisa Ray, and you could have just been signed up. We don't know that. I'm not doubting that. I think she is a chef. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that she's a chef. So there's no doubts there. The doubt actually comes in as to whether she's actually cooking and producing these foods that we're about to get into on Instagram herself. I think that's where the mystery lies, because apparently, according to Facebook, this woman does not go live. Kind of like how we're so used to seeing Darius Cooks, even though and I'm not gonna lie, Darius Cooks is a terrible person. He's a terrible human, but he's actually a really good cook, right? Like, even though a lot of the recipes we don't jive with, like, because they're so buttery and fatty, and you know, and he does this like mishmash of stuff. But at the end of the day, he's cooking it, right? Whether we like it or not. Does that make sense, right? Because we don't like Darius Cooks doesn't mean that Darius Cooks has never cooked live. And I promise you, if Darius Cooks was a bad cook, people wouldn't continue to go to those six-course meals that he hosts. So he can cook, and people like him, and people like him for his personality. So there's no doubt about um Darius Cook's ability to cook. It's just the quality of food. People just be like, oh, it's too fatty, or it's too this, or it's too that, right? So it's very understandable that you can dislike Darius Cooks for a number of reasons, but you can't really dislike him and be like, he doesn't cook anything. He does. He's a cook. Let me get some of your comments. This is from Vicky, said, he's eyed. This is from KP, said, no, he's not. You got to actually look at his food, but he's cooking it, right? So that's the difference between Darius Cooks and Taling. Taling does not cook live for people to see that. Darius Cooks does. So he actually cooks on camera. So you can critique him on something. The question is, why is Taling not cooking live to showcase that, which is what is the cause of concern with her guest. She's brown like me, said, so is she a Milli Vanilli of cooking? I think so. I think that's where the accusations come in. This is all alleged, right? So I have to say allegedly because y'all ain't gonna get sued, but I could. So allegedly she's the Milli Vanilli of cooking. So let's get into her Instagram. Um, let's get into her Instagram because I think that's gonna be like where I'm gonna tell you my thoughts when I checked out her Instagram. Okay, so let me share my screen with you guys again, and let me pull up her Instagram. Okay, now there won't be any music playing because again, copyrights. Okay, so I'm not trying to catch a beat down from I'm not trying to catch a beat down from nobody. Okay. So, in this one recipe, you just see it's just a standard recipe. Um, it goes very fast, so you can't quite catch a whole lot of stuff, which is just her editing style. But at the same time, though, it's the video, if you just look at it as a whole, is quite ambiguous. And the reason why it's ambiguous is because you don't know actually who actually made it. There's no really markers anywhere to tell you who the chef is. And then you get images like this, same difference, right? You just get this like mystery hand coming out of nowhere, scooping these very deliciously looking scallop potatoes. Um, it's very ambiguous, right? The whole cooking is ambiguous, so it makes people question whether she's the one cooking it or not. Now there is a thing called being camera shy. Because she shows photos and images of her food does not negate that she's cooking them. None of her food looks none of her food looks like it's Michelin grade food. Okay. If you know the term, you know the term. So none of it looks like Michelin grade. So I don't doubt that the food is hers. Now, the doubt comes in when I start looking at these still images of food. I'm not actually paying close attention to the food. I'm actually paying close attention to the back area, what you can't see, which it could be ambiguous to anything. I think it's a bit bizarre when you have a chef who takes photos this very close to food, but then at the same time, though, it's food, so it has to be photographed very up close. But there are instances in some of her videos where you just don't quite know. Now, this is the video that I thought was strange. First of all, the person in this image is wearing gloves. That's weird because if she's cooking this in her home by herself, in the comfort of her own home, the real question is why is why is she wearing gloves? That's why I thought it was very unusual. I said, why would she be wearing gloves? It doesn't even make any sense. It's not like it's anything crazy or exquisite. It's just a croissant sandwich that's fully loaded, but it's just unusual to me, which makes me question who makes it. Also, just pay close attention that the comments on her post are off, so you can't even leave a comment. When you get to other facets of her food, the backgrounds begin to change, right? So it's just a weird, unusual premise, which I don't quite understand. Her shooting style is so unusual, it doesn't even make any sense. And then also too, how the backgrounds will continuously change in her images, which I don't quite get. Which makes people question whether she's actually cooking this food or not. She states she cooks every day, but then people start to question, like, who's cooking like this every day? Most food content creators are not making this type of food every single day. They usually do it 2 or 3 times a week. So it's very unusual. You don't get a sense of her kitchen. It's just, it's just weird. It's just weird. Let me pause and get to the comments. Let's see what you guys have to say. Hello, everybody who just came to the building. This is from Where's the Tea Set. What concerns me, hold on one second. It says, what concerns me is that the Facebook says she is scamming people out of money for products they never received, which I think is crazy too. So if you actually go to her Instagram page, right? So I'm going to exit out of here and you go to her Instagram page. She does have a website called the Splurge Recipe Book. And so when I checked out the website, I'm going to tell you what I thought was immediately concerning here. So I clicked on her book. It says her ebook, Buy It Now. And I think this is her newer one. And it just looks very standard, right? Nothing about the book looks any different. It just looks like a regular ebook, right? Add it to your bag, move on with your life. And then she gives you kind of snippets of the recipe guide, which is normal. It looks like a normal recipe book. Not going to lie to you. I really want to try this meatloaf, okay? I really do. It looks delicious. Look at this meatloaf. Okay. So when you get here, now here's where the part that scared me a little bit. Okay. Let's just read this highlighted portion here. So it says product details. This is an ebook version of the physical copy. Please download the ebook immediately as the link expires in 72 hours, which is 3 days. That is normal. So I don't want anyone to think, oh, why does it expire? That's a normal premise for ebooks. When you're in college, your ebooks usually expire after 180 days. So her having her ebook expire after 3 days, not anything to be concerned about. That is a very normal standard practice when downloading ebooks. Okay. So the other portion that's concerning was here. It says, please have your exact email address on file to receive your downloadable ebook of Splurge. Cash App directions. Order here online. Write down the total and the order number. Open Cash App and pay to Chef Taling. Enter the amount and your order number in the for line. Send payment and your order will be processed and shipped within 7 to 10 business days. For ebook, the processing time is immediately upon request. There are no refunds for ebooks as it is sent immediately upon ordering as a download. I've never in my entire life heard an ebook being sent through Cash App. Hold on one second. Let me share my screen. I want to show you guys this so you don't think I'm just reading it off the top of my head. Hold on one moment. So this is the lower portion that I'm reading here. This is her ebook, okay? And I'm going to read your comments while you guys catch up. Hello. This comment is from Vicky. Vicky said, Cash App. Not ever doing that. I would never do that. Dina, the tourist, says, LOL, good catfish. MI said, what's wrong with PayPal? There's nothing wrong with PayPal, but it's just an unusual way to send someone an ebook. Typically, if you're going to send someone an ebook, there's ebook platforms where you can do it. They do take a percentage of the total cost of the ebook, but at the same time, though, they send it directly as soon as someone purchases it, so you don't have to do all of this rigmarole. She's brown like me says that makes no sense to set up a separate paying station. It literally doesn't make any sense. Smash that like button on your way in, you guys. Thank you. There's 108 of you in the building. We should at least be at 100 likes. This is from MI says she uses Cash App. That's right. She's brown like me says, then she's really not a business. Yeah. Yeah, it is weird. I'm not gonna lie, it's very weird. It's a weird premise to. Does that make sense, or do I sound crazy? Right? Like, does that make sense? That's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Hello, Zolin. How are you? That's kind of weird to just be taking Cash App through. Okay, I just Cash App is supposed to be like a very quick transfer system to pay money, but I don't know if I would use it for e-commerce, right? Like I sell merch, we sell these shirts, we sell these hoodies, and when our network launches on Halloween, because you guys know we launch Nosy Bystanders TV on Halloween, we'll have new merch set up for the holiday season. So and that includes t-shirts, because if I have someone ask me one more time, but I wouldn't take Cash App. I definitely wouldn't do that. I'm way too busy to be sitting around taking Cash App from people. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. There's nothing wrong with Cash App and taking it as a form of payment. I'm just not going to do it because it seems like a lot of a headache. Does that make sense? Vicky said it mitigates the liability and it's hard to get a refund. That's a red flag. Literally. Frederica says, if she a scammer, just say that. I'm not saying that she is at all whatsoever. I'm just saying that I want to know why she doesn't go live on Facebook. I want to know why she don't go live on Facebook, or because Facebook is her biggest platform. She's got about 500,000 subscribers on Facebook. And so I find it very unusual. I find it a little bit concerning that she doesn't go live. I find that very concerning. And it's just concerning to me. Like, why are you not going live? I know people do get nervous. People get nervous, right? They do all the time. People get nervous. They don't like to go live on Facebook because, um, you know what I mean? That they just don't like their faces, and they just don't like it, and that's totally understandable. It's just the sheer fact that like she got 500,000 followers and no one has ever seen you talk on a video. That's a little concerning to me. It's I don't want to say it's a scam, but it does feel like a catfish, you know? It does feel like a catfish scenario, situation type deal, if you will. Um, I'd be a little concerned with that. I'd be like, just a hair bit concerned. I'd be a little tiny bit concerned about that. And that's just me. Okay. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. That's just me. If I was a, if I did live streams and I didn't show my face, but you heard my voice and I delivered the same thing that I did with you here, no one will be the wiser. But I'm not selling. My whole premise to my show isn't just to sell a product, right? We just sell merch because you guys wanted it, so we just mocked it up and sold it to you. But our whole premise is just to talk about celebrity gossip, mysteries, scams, scammers, and catfish. Whereas the T says, I have to say that's not too weird. I am just starting out, so my mode of pay is PayPal or Cash App. Once I launch my website, that will change. Because you would think, right, that somebody who has 500,000 followers on Facebook, they would have the mechanism to have a website that's properly set up, right? I have a 250,000 followers on TikTok and I have a website, right? That takes e-commerce. Um, it costs money. It does. I'm not going to say it doesn't cost money. It does cost money. You got to pay into it to get paid out of it. So you do have to pay into your website. You have to pay into your e-commerce, however it is you set that up. But it does alleviate a lot of the headaches. So it's not strange. But let's go back to Facebook and let's read some of the concerns that people were having, because people were concerned that they were purchasing her ebook and not getting the download. Because now remember, if we go back to her ebook, let's just reread it before we get into the concerns, okay? So according to her ebook here, right, it says that please have your exact email address on file to receive your downloadable ebook. Because remember, when you purchase the ebook and you add it to your bag, it just stops there. There's no form of payment. There's no payment to continue the the purchase of this ebook. That's why she directs you here. She says, please have your exact address on file to receive your downloadable ebook of Splurge. Cash App directions. Order here online. So you order it here, right? Then she says, write down your total and order number. I guess you just enter in your email address, right? You enter in your email address, and then where does it take you? I got all my information out here. When you check out, where do you go? Oh, I see. So if you pay via Cash App, that makes sense. Then she has to do all the processing. If you pay via debit or credit card, which I'm not going to pull up because my all my numbers pop up, then you just place your order, so you get the ebook. So that makes sense. Okay. So she has two forms of payment. It would be wise just to do this one, right? Credit or debit card. It'd be wise to do that one. It would not be wise to do Cash App because that's where the issues arise. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, Chef Taling. Now we're getting an understanding of what it is you're doing. Now let's get into some of the concerns from our patrons. Okay, let me just let that load on the screen. I'll get to your comments while it loads. This is from She is Glam, says maybe she's not business savvy or business minded. Just because someone gets on social media and gains a following doesn't mean that they will be a good business person. That's what I was thinking too, because I'm not getting much scammer out of this one. I'm just getting someone, okay, this is what I'm getting. Okay. I'm going to be really real with you. Granted, I haven't fully divested into this full story, but what I'm getting is that she's not business savvy. She's an older woman. She was born in 1970 something, right? So she's a bit older, well into her 40s. And I think that the problem is that since she's not tech savvy, she just doesn't, have someone helping her manage stuff. You understand what I mean? Like there's nobody managing anything. It's just her. And she's just trying to find the cheapest mean and motive to get her book out. And this website just looks cockamamie, if you ask me. It doesn't look like a well produced website. It looks kind of haphazardly thrown together, if you ask me. So there could be a lot of issues. And especially if you're selling a product, you have to 100% unequivocally make sure that you are working with a very reputable distributor to get your product out to people. So like we go through Shopify and Printful. Printful makes our hoodies and then Shopify ships them out. So it's everything streamlined. It's expensive. Don't get me wrong. It is expensive, but I don't have to worry about, I didn't get my order. This is wrong. Steph's a scam. I don't got to worry about that because you ain't never heard nothing like that. Now, I did with 2 orders, which I tell people I really hate using because Shopify takes PayPal as well, PayPal Express. I hate when people use PayPal Express because you got to go through the rigmarole with PayPal, and PayPal got to make sure that you upload their shipping number. So I got to make sure I got to get on their shipping number, their email address. I have to do all that on the back end third party, which sucks. But I understand it's to help PayPal make sure that it's not a scam, which is totally understandable by me, but I hate it. But those are few and far between. Most people just use the regular way to pay and we never have issues. So maybe she could consider, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe she could consider, I don't know, finding a better distributor for her book. Okay, let's get into this post here. So I saw this post on Facebook and it was, I guess, a screenshot of Chef Taling replying to somebody on Facebook. And it says, I understand the hating part. I don't get the memo part. Chef Taling said jealous period. And then she replies and says, the evil eye is real, especially if you are an attractive woman on top. Somebody by the name of Ty Knowles replied back and said, they're, and replied back to somebody by the name of In the Stone, said their customers that never receive their orders a refund or an explanation. And anytime they make a comment under her post or ask her directly about the order, she blocks them and calls them haters and then deletes the comment, like she will probably do with mine. Some people claim they've received their book, and there are hundreds of those who have not, and they have no answers from her. She blocks them, bashed them. If Chef Taling isn't lying, she has proof that she has sent these orders out to these customers. She will go live and address the problem ahead instead of brushing paying customers off as jealous haters. Plus, the pictures she posts have been proven to be stolen from other chefs. So she should at least go live and upload videos of her cooking the recipes like most real chefs do on their platform. They're not being a hater. Hope you get to read this before she removes it. This is from Taurus Season. Hey, Taurus Season says, so she not janky, just behind the tech stuff. I think that's concerning as a chef. Okay, I'm just keeping a whole stack with y'all. Okay, I think that's concerning for a chef to not go live. That's concerning. There's no way around it. If people say you didn't cook that recipe and you say I did, and then they say go live and cook it for us sometime this month, and you absolutely refuse to, I would start to question whether that chef can actually cook or not. I would question it. So yeah, that's a bit concerning for me. That's a tiny bit concerning. Smash that like button, you guys. Yeah, she is. I guess she's never gone live ever. There, people have questioned her cooking, and people have questioned her ability to cook. Apparently, it's a big deal that this woman doesn't go live and cooks. Um, and I've been getting caught up on this. This is from it's another one from Chef Taling. Hold on, let's see if I could find some other posts. Yeah, there's a concern. There's a big concern about this woman. Um, Somebody posted this on Twitter. Says for everyone who got a book, there are several more people who did not. And if you post asking for your order status or for a refund, chef Haley puts in quotes. Taling blocks you. There are people who post daily on her pages about how they've been waiting for months, but she is very quick to delete those comments or anything else that exposes her. I guess this is a private conversation with Key Bank. Someone says, why is Chef Taling in this? Someone says, hi there, I'm writing you in regards to seeing how I can get in contact with Fred Hanvey, financial fraud investigator at Key Bank. I need to contact him in regards to a case a few years back involving Talene Routledge, who admitted to obtaining credit card numbers while she was employed at Key Bank in Ohio. Not Chef, what? Selling them to people. She is now social media as Chef Taling and has been scamming people as a cookbook, sob stories, and stealing other chefs' work. If you can give me pointers on how I can get in touch with him, it would be greatly appreciated. Somebody replied back, the investigator who worked on the case is no longer with Key. Can you provide any detail on what you're looking for or need help with? Wow, she was out here scamming a bank. Wow. The plot thickens on Chef Taling. Somebody replied, this says, how is exit writing backwards but not Torrance police? Ma'am, at this point you need to stop because, huh? Taling replies, or someone replied telling all they have to do is track the location from the HP login. Now, what is this about? Ooh, child. I didn't realize it was this deep. What is this? Is that a bond? Forgery. That was 2012. It was 20 years ago. It was 20 years ago. I mean, I'm not saying I agree with Cuyahoga County, not Cleveland. Not Cleveland, honey. She from Cleveland? This is Cuyahoga County. This was Bay Village. This is a suburb of Cleveland. When was this? When was this, honey? Ooh, child. Oh, they are. Oh, they really sick of her, huh? This Euclid. Wow, that is interesting. That is very interesting. Okay, wow. What is this? I don't know what this. She must live in California now because that's Torrance. Torrance Police is California. What is going on? Let me get to some of y'all comments, child. I know. I'm like, what? Vicky says, doesn't matter, Steph. She's sticky fingers. Woo child is a thief. Okay, it's 20 years ago. Okay. Let's cut the woman some slack. I'm not saying what she's doing now is not a scam. I'm just saying pulling up something from 20 years ago, what is that gonna do? Unless you were a victim 20 years ago, then that don't prove nothing. I mean, I guess it could prove a pattern, but I've done plenty of stories where people who have really terrible criminal histories, I don't mention them because they don't really reflect the story. I guess it could reflect this story if there's a pattern, I guess so. The part that's the most concerning part to me is the not going live. Okay. I could care less about this woman's 20-year history of scamming in 20 years ago. What I care more about is why is she not going live? Because that actually does prove the scam. This from Nicole said, "Did she learn her recipes from prison?" She didn't go to prison. Did she? I don't know. Um, I don't know if she did. Is it? Ooh, not she a criminal, Antoinette? I guess. I guess. Yeah, character, Frederica. You're right. Character. It's interesting. The story is interesting. I guess we'll have to do a part two on this for tomorrow. It's a lot, y'all. Now, I didn't know I was gonna get into all of this. I just knew that she was out here photoshopping her recipes. This is a Photoshop recipe. I don't know why she would Photoshop. It's weird. It's just this makes no sense. But it's definitely a Photoshop. I don't know why she would do that. I would like to see I would like to have to dig into this to see the other chefs that stated that she stole their recipes. Now that I couldn't find, but again, I just got on this case, so I don't quite know. Let's read this. Someone says, "Wow, people are crazy. I saw a group named Chef Taling is a catfish." I'm like, "What? How low can people go?" Chef Taling replies, "Yep, I got them trolls banned and dismantled." No way. This is 3 days ago. The person who sent me the DM showed me there was a group. The group was called Chef Tam is a scammer. Prove me wrong. Okay. That was the name of the group. The name of the group was Chef Tam is a scammer. Prove me wrong. The group is gone. I couldn't find it. I could not find the group. So I guess she did get them banned. Wow, that's freaking baloney. Um, that's baloney. I just want to see her cook some of this stuff. Not not this photo. What is this? This has got to be the world's worst Photoshop. I'm sorry, you guys. Let me change. Do you mind if I change the screen really quickly? Hold on now. Hold on now. Let me share the screen. Look at this. And tell me this ain't Photoshop. What is this? Why does the border look like this? What is this? It's a plate, but there's a handle that belongs on a serving platter. There's a serving platter missing, and it's just the back of a very ambiguous blue screen. This has got to be the world's worst Photoshop I'd ever seen in my entire life. What the heck? Ghetto. This is her. See, I could believe she made this. I don't believe she made this. This is a photoshopped image. Even the broccoli. The broccoli is y'all. The broccoli is photoshopped on this potato. There's no way someone believes this. There's no way. How you photoshopping broccoli? Look at the broccoli, y'all. Look at the broccoli. Look at the broccoli. You want to go back to the picture, Vicky? Y'all, look at the broccoli, honey. Okay, let's go back to the picture. This photo looks real. This one looks real. Okay, you want to go to her photo. It does look very airbrushed, but that's just her. Most people airbrush themselves. She said flashback, so we don't know how old it is. This looks real. This looks real. I don't know where this was taken, but it also looks real. There's no way she's making this every day. I just don't, it's just so up close. I've never seen someone cook that close to their screen with their camera. I guess you zoom it in, but it just doesn't look real. It looks like someone else. I don't know. It's hard to tell. And also, too, why did this person cook with a water bottle? Did anybody catch that? We're gonna play this back. We're gonna play it back. Watch the video. Watch this video. Now watch, because you can't see the person's hand. Now watch them pouring water into to deglaze this plate. I can't believe I had to dissect a chef's cooking. But watch this. If you're at home, why are you using a water bottle? It's those little things that people don't actually catch, but that's to me it would be unusual. If you're at home, why are you using a water bottle? Why are you just not getting the water from the faucet? You know what I mean? That's strange. Yeah, that's strange. Yeah, that's strange to me. That's strange. That's strange behavior to me, if you ask me. It just doesn't seem like a normal thing normal people do. Here's her again, unbothered. Here's her, I guess, someone's kitchen. I don't know whose kitchen. The granite countertops. You know what's weird about this picture? And I'm gonna tell you what's weird about this picture. Um, that's a man's hand. What's weird about this picture is that first it's in styrofoam. Where did it come from? Unless she placed it there, which would make no sense. And then it's on a plate, right? It's weird. It's weird. It doesn't make any sense. Her videos don't make sense. If you actually go through her videos, none of them make sense. They're just very weirdly put together, and it's meant for you not to catch it, right? It's meant for you not to catch it. But if you look at her recipes and you look at her cooking close up, a lot of it doesn't make sense, you know? Like, where is this at? Where is this at? Is this in her kitchen? You can't tell because the background is so ambiguous. It's like, where is this located? You know? It's weird. And then the different placemats, which is understandable, but the only thing that looks the same is the granite countertops. You gotta catch it fast enough. That's what I was doing. I was just looking at her background, like this video, right? Why is this? We're gonna go back. Why is this person wearing gloves? You're at home. You're a home chef. Home chefs don't wear gloves unless, right? They're usually smoking some meat. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And her videos move so fast, you can't catch anything, you know? Like you can't catch the countertop. You can't catch anything. It's just unusual. Hold on, let me get some of your comments. I know you're like, Steph, it's just a myth. It's so mysterious. The meatloaf is sad. The meatloaf look good. I ain't even gonna front. That meatloaf look good as heck. This is from Veronica says there's at least 5 different plates, which is understandable, right? Nobody has the same plates, so I get that part. I just don't get why a chef will wear gloves. Even when she made that croissant sandwich, that made no sense. Why that meatloaf looks excellent. I don't care who made it. Dry meatloaf. No, that meatloaf look good. Y'all just hate. Don't be hating on the meatloaf now, because meatloaf is one of my favorites. Which I found out the other day. My sister hates meatloaf. I'm like, you hate meatloaf? She's like, yes. I'm like, I never knew that. I never knew my sister hated meatloaf. Um, yeah, this woman. So a lot of her videos are very mysterious. I'm not gonna lie to you. They're very mysterious. They're very unusual. They're very close up. You don't hear anyone talking. It's nothing but music. Trust me, I've played a lot of these videos. Ain't nothing but music in the background playing. So they're very mysterious. They're very unusual videos. I don't know if she is the one behind the cooking of these videos. She said that she was gonna go live in one of her posts, but apparently she didn't. Um, and there's nothing wrong with not going live, okay? But if people are starting to question um you and your ability to cook, you might want to go live and cook some fucking eggs or something. You understand what I mean? You might want to go live and cook some eggs. This photo, I don't know what to make of it. This photo is photoshopped, and let me tell you how. One, it's like half the plate. No person would take a photo. I mean, the rest of the image is missing. I don't know if you guys can see this from where you're angled at, but from where I'm angled at, there this piece here is cut off. This is a photoshopped photo. The piece here is cut off, or it's, I don't know why it's cut off like that. That's weird. I'm gonna have to do some like I'm gonna have to download these images and put them in some software so I can look at them again because this image is photoshopped. I don't know why she would Photoshop an image of why would you need to Photoshop food? Like it's just food, right? Like if you made it and you cooked it, I've taken tons and tons of pictures of food. Not like I would post anywhere, that's embarrassing, but I take pictures of my food because sometimes I just want to, because sometimes when I plate it, it's just so aesthetically pretty. I just kind of like to go back and look back at it like, oh, it was really vibrant colors that I use. And I actually show you an example because I think I cooked something last week and I was like, wow, this is very visually pretty. Let's see if I can find it. Hold on, I'm scrolling through my phone now. I think I got a picture of it, but knowing me, I probably don't. And I want to show you what it like. You can still take visibly, aesthetically pretty photos of food and not have to Photoshop them. So I think that's weird that people would Photoshop their food, like that's weird to me. Yeah, look. So this is just a very basic picture of food. I'm going to show it to you. Hold on. I made shrimp, kimchi, seaweed. I didn't make the seaweed salad. I just bought it, and some avocado. So if you can see this image here, it's like a very it's just a very basic picture. Now, if I had a pretty plate, it would look nice, but aesthetically, that's just a pretty picture. I didn't Photoshop it. I didn't even have to do anything. What I find bizarre about what she's doing is the photoshopping of the food. That's what makes me question whether she's cooking it or not, because that's not a normal thing to do. If you're not a food photographer, there should be no reason why you're photoshopping food that you just cooked because it doesn't make sense, right? You just, and this is us closing out. You just simply spent 2 hours, let's just say, for example, 2 hours prepping that food and cooking it, correct? Why would you spend another 2 hours to take a photo and Photoshop it? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That does not make any sense at all whatsoever. So it doesn't make sense. Nobody's gonna, and then for her to be able to pump out her food as much as she's pumping it out. So if you're pumping out, it looks as though back on her Instagram, because she doesn't post very often on Instagram. Let me just check. I think she had stopped posting. Let me see, when was this posted? 2 weeks ago. So she quit posting about 2 weeks ago. She might have been under a lot of fire, but she doesn't post very often on Facebook. She got 11,000 followers and she posts on Facebook. She's got a video from 2 weeks ago, then 4 weeks ago, then 5 weeks ago, then 6 weeks ago. That means she was only posting once a week on Facebook, on Instagram. Nobody posts at that. But prior to her lowering how much she posts um on Instagram, she was actually posting pretty frequently. And that's what probably made people start to question her like, wow, you made all this food in one day? That's a lot of food. Okay. Or you made all this food in this one week? That's a lot of food to make in a week. Wow. And it's exquisite food. It's not like it's those a crock pot recipe. The food that she posted is exquisite. So it's not like so people are just like, wow, you have time to do that? It makes people question whether you're doing it. You understand what I mean? It makes people question whether you're doing it or not because of how well executed it's done back to back to back to back to back. That's questionable. This is from Santoria. Santoria says, how did you know it was a man's hand? I couldn't tell. Okay, so when I was in bed laying down, I was going through some of these photos already. Her hand, if you look at her, some of her images, if you go back to her Facebook where she posts more abundantly, the hands don't even look the same. The hands don't even look the same. Her hands look dainty. Like her hands look dainty compared to that other hand that looked tough. Does that make sense? It looked a little tough. Yeah, it's just they didn't look the same. And also it's just weird. It's just bizarre to me that she would use a water bottle too in her videos and wear gloves. That's weird. You're in a kitchen. You're in your kitchen, okay? Why are you using water bottles in your kitchen? You don't live in Flint. You understand what I mean? Like, you don't live in Flint, and you damn sure don't live in Mississippi. So why are you not using just regular water? If a recipe asked me to put in 4 cups of water, I'm getting it from the faucet. It's going to be boiled down. So anything in it, anything you think is in that water is going to be killed, So I'm not going to, hold on, let me turn my light on. I'm not going to getting a bottle of water to cook with. That's weird. So that's what makes me question her if she's cooking this food or not. And also too, not going live. She's got a whole lot of stuff working against her. Van life? No, I think she has a home. Tourist season says, LOL, are y'all okay? Gang banging on meatloaf. I know, that's what I'm saying. Meatloaf is delicious, and I don't care who made that meatloaf. That meatloaf looked good. Veronica said, I feel attacked about the gloves a little bit. Brown Delight. Hey, Brown Delight said, I use water bottles because of Tampa water will kill you where you live. Oh, snap. So it's not unusual to use water bottles. Well, we're going to have to pick this up tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to pick up just the tail end of the story. I'm going to do a little bit more research on this chef lady. And maybe I'll reach out to her and see if I can get a response. Now, she might block me, which I don't care, but I got to at least try. I always tell you guys that. I got to at least try. When you send me stories, I got to at least try to reach out to the person. I hate to talk about them and not reach out to them. But tomorrow we're going to do a little bit more of this story, kind of wrap it up. I'll tell you if she responds to me. I'll go over some more of her images and we'll just pick back up where we left off. And then we're going to go over some more celebrity news too, because there's always celebrity news. But that's all I have for you guys today. I know it's an hour show. We're going to do an after show. And I'm thinking that I want to do an after show here or TikTok. It's always a toss up between the two because you never know what's going on. So we might do an after show later on. We might not. We'll see. But again, I am your chief nosy bystander, and we're going to pick up on the mystery of Chef Tailing tomorrow. Okay. You guys have a good evening, and I will see you tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Also, too, on Sundays, I checked y'all analytics. Apparently, y'all wake up very early in the morning on Sunday. So we're going to start just doing our Sunday service at 11 a.m. on Sundays, okay, instead of 5 p.m. Because I know a lot of you have kids and a lot of you go to work on Monday. So you probably don't want to be up at 8 o'clock at night on a Sunday. So analytics says that y'all be combing through YouTube at 11 a.m. So we'll see you guys 11 a.m. on Sundays. And then tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific. All right. Let me get to the last comment. Who wants the last comment of the evening? Socialite Simone says, do it here because we get notifications. Okay. Yeah. Turn your notifications on. That your analytics also told me that a lot of you who say you have your notifications on have them turned off on your phone. So that's why you miss them. So YouTube actually tells me those analytics. So you think that your notifications are turned on here turns out your notifications are actually turned off on your phone. So if you turn your volume off, or if you put your phone on do not disturb, you're never going to get a notification. You're never get a notification on anything at that point unless you're looking for it. So turn your notifications on your phone, not just into the app. You have to turn them on your phone. But you guys know our schedule: 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Sundays at 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. So no, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. So I'll see you guys tomorrow and the after show tonight. Okay, you guys take care. Okay, bye bye.